What's going on, everybody? King John here, and today I'm going to be going over the DNF Duel, my first impressions of the beta. I played the beta through 3 full days. Well, not 3 full days, because the first day of the beta, it was pretty unplayable. You would have to be insanely lucky to be able to actually play the beta. So I only really got to play it Saturday and Sunday, but I did get to play a lot. I played it for pretty much the whole day for both days, and I played multiple characters. And I got a pretty good feel what the game wants to be and what it's meant to be and what I thought of it. And overall, I feel like I can give you guys my first impression of the game, and I feel like I could give, you know, some advice or some criticism what I feel should be changed about the game by full release, because apparently the game is going to be coming out in summer 2022, and that's about 6 months away. We still got quite a bit of time. Before we get into that, guys, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers now. And with that out of the way, let's get into the first impressions. So first things first, I gotta mention the rollback netcode is great. The rollback netcode feels amazing. It's pretty much, I feel like it's the same netcode that Guilty Gear Strive used. I'm not 100% sure, but all I know is that it felt great. And I'm pretty sure it's the same, but all that matters is that it works, it's smooth. The only time you really feel rollback is the same as any other rollback is when you're extremely far or the other person using Wi-Fi, and it felt pretty much great. So that's honestly already a great sign for the game. But now let's actually talk about the gameplay. So the gameplay of the DNF Duel, I can tell you already, it feels great. It feels good. It feels at first, I'm not gonna lie, kind of felt very, very weird. It felt kind of sluggish and clunky, and I didn't really know what the hell to do. It didn't really have traditional Gatlings. It doesn't really have traditional, I guess, block strings and things like that. But once you get the hang of it, it feels good. Special moves feel very powerful. Special moves, they immediately, like, you can tell they feel like strong. They feel like they have a lot of impact. Hits in this game feel great. The sound effects in this game are on point. Oh my god, the sound effects are amazing. And a side note about me is that a good sound effects will sell me on a fighting game, because sound effects they amplify the impact of moves by 10 million. But yeah, the gameplay is pretty fun. Once you get the hang of it and once you actually understand what's going on, it's actually really fun. The combos in this game also leave you a lot of versatility, a lot of combo ability, a lot of creativity. So just because the game actually has simple inputs doesn't mean that the combos are just auto combo into special. Now that I think about it, I don't think there are auto combos in this game. There is a lot of combo ability. There's a lot of creativity that there is in this game. It's honestly pretty great. Now that I mentioned the simple inputs, a lot of people are like, you know, worried that just because this game has simple inputs, the combos are going to be simple or it's way too easy and things like that. And there's 2 versions of every single special in this game, which is just the simple version and the complex executional version, which is not even complex. It's just traditional fighting game inputs like quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, DP inputs, whatever. And then the simple input is just directional, kind of like Grand Blue did. The main difference is if you do the simple version, you use a lot of MP, and then the complex or executional version is that you don't use MP. I think it's you don't use MP or you use a lot less MP. I don't exactly remember what it was. And once you really get the hang of this game, it gets really, really, really crazy. Like, actually optimized, for example, Berserker or Ranger gameplay is so oppressive when people actually start using conversions, which is basically you use your white health to kind of do a little bit of a rapid cancel or a roaming cancel, and you just go crazy. Every character has a passive, similar to how DFO, the actual MMO, has, which once you go below 30% health, get a sort of passive ability. For example, Hitman gets a freaking clone, Grappler takes less damage, etc, etc, things like that. Little passive ability that every character has, and you unlock your super. Now when it comes to defensive mechanics, you have a universal DP and you have a guard cancel, which I do feel one of the things that should be changed is the guard cancel. It does feel a little bit weak. It's really easy to bait, and it's also not that hard to get hit by it. Like, you can really do a whole block string and block, and you'll still block the guard cancel. You really have to be in the middle of a high committal move in order for the guard cancel to work. And sometimes I've had people that do the guard cancel in the middle of like Inquisitor's wheel. They do it, they get the hit and they still get hit by the wheel, so it's pretty like kind of weak. So I feel like that should be tweaked. Now the thing that everybody's talking about, the thing that everybody feels is very divided on, I should say, and that is if this game should have a air block, because basically everything in this game is air unblockable. There is no air block. It's very easy to get hit out of the air. It's very easy for straight hits to hit you out of the air, and it is kind of annoying sometimes, and it's hard, and it is a change. Now me personally, I should say that I do believe this game should have an air block on certain moves. If you get hit by a normal, you should be able to air block it, but obviously the person that gets the anti-air off should be at an advantage. But I do feel certain special moves like DPs should be air unblockable. Honestly, for the character that I play at least, there didn't seem to be a go-to special, like anti-air move. Like my go-to anti-air move for Striker was just DP. Same thing with Hitman. They didn't really have to have like a go-to anti like a 2H or 6P for other games. So overall, I do feel that this game should have an air block for just blocking normals, but when it comes to blocking specials like DPs, I feel like it should be air unblockable, especially for a character like Grappler. It is so insanely hard for him to get in, and the only get in move that he has is his shoulder tackle that has armor, which is pretty okay. But him trying to get in on somebody is trying to get in on like Ranger or Vanguard or Hitman. It is so hard for him. At least characters like Striker, who are not, they don't have that much range, at least they have like a dive kick moves, which are super good. Same thing with Inquisitor. So we'll have to see what they do there. Another thing that I want to be tweaked is the movement speed. I do want the movement speed to be a little bit faster, and same thing with the jumping speed. It does feel a little bit slow, and it does feel a little bit sluggish sometimes, but I think it's meant to be that you use most of your movement is supposed to be in special moves and things like that. But if they were to tweak the movement speed and the jumping speed, just up it a little bit, I feel like it would be perfect. I remember in the Grand Blue beta, people moved like snails, and people like were extremely sluggish, and they upped the game speed a bit when really helped the game a lot. And I feel like this could be used for this game too. And then last but not least, all the characters in the beta felt good. All the characters in the beta look great. They look good. They feel great. They feel powerful. Every character felt strong except kind of Grappler. Grappler kind of felt weak, but then they discovered the Infinite. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I can guarantee you that's not going to stay on beta. I'm sorry, on full release. But if for the weird reason that it does, that's getting banned. So Grappler, I feel like needs to get buffed a little bit, but that's all balancing things. I'm talking about the characters themselves. The characters themselves felt great. Like I said earlier, all special moves feel super strong. They feel impactful. They feel like very satisfying, so that's great. They all look great. They all sound great. So all the characters are 10 out of 10s. They all play different. Also, there's no samey feeling characters. They all feel completely different, which is great. The soundtrack, also a big thumbs up for me. I liked all the OSTs. I liked all the background music. It all felt very good. And overall, the visuals of the game just looked great. The stages, the characters, just the special moves, the particle effects, it all felt good. The UI is kind of weird. I want them to change the UI a little bit. Maybe put the MP bar on the lower end of the screen, or make the guard meter a little bit easier to see, because having everything on the top of the screen, kind of how Grand Blue is kind of weird to me, and I wish they would use the screen a little bit more, but I know they want to show off the visuals and things like that. And of course, the beta did have a lot of bugs, kicking people out and rooms closing and you getting booted out of matches, but it's good that this is a beta, so that on the full release, this all actually gets fixed and we don't have these problems. And of course, I hope they have a good ranked mode, a good, regular match mode. I hope they have a lobby. I hope they have all these things, and I hope they have good quality of life online things, like being able to just go into training mode and look for a match, or just being able to look for a match in the main menu, not having to go through a million menus just to go to the lobby, things like that. But overall, DNF Duel is both 2 thumbs up for me. It feels good. It feels great to do special moves. It feels good to do combos. It feels like there's a lot of potential, but since we didn't have training mode, it's really hard to see what's possible. But honestly, I feel like they didn't want to put training mode because we would just break the game. I mean, we didn't have training mode and people found infinites. I'm pretty sure they found an infinite for Ranger too. So maybe that's why they didn't put training mode. But overall, I hope the combo ability stays. I hope the creativity stays. I hope they increase the movement speed and the jump speed just a smidge. I hope they add air block for normals and things like that, but they keep the air unblockables for special moves like DPs. And overall, the game felt good. I love how much meter or MP they gave you just to mess around with stuff, and I hope that stays in the game. I hope they keep the feeling of you like being powerful, because that's what a good fighting game does. They make you feel strong, and with a lot of options, they make you feel powerful. And the only con really is just the guard cancel feels pretty weak, and the jump speed and the movement speed felt kind of slow and sluggish. But other than that, the game feels great, y'all. Let me know what you guys are thinking about DNF Duel in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, alright? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.